Good morning, YouTubers, friends, followers, subscribers, Trevorites, friends and followers, wasted spacers. Hell, anyway, it doesn't matter. Thank you very much for coming on to my YouTube channel, and I appreciate your support. So here we are. Now, I think you'll notice over the last couple of days, I don't understand why I'm always in the centre of shit. I'm like, really? I do good things to help lots of people out, and for some reason, it's like, tweet, or post or this. Well, I've got good news. My local constabulary are putting together a final report. So we'll see where that goes. I should be getting called in this week to see what they have come up with. Now, they're still working with Twitter and social media platforms. But the weird thing is, and I want to point this out, people that I know, who I respect, right? This is true. For some reason, they go across to a channel that is dedicated to trolling me and they watch what's happening. Now, listen, I don't care if you're doing it for a good reason or whatever. Whenever I see somebody on that channel, I block them. I just get rid of you straight away. I don't understand why people do it. It doesn't make sense. But the good thing about what's happening is yesterday, it led to quite a few things. Chris Ryan said something to me, and then a barrister said something to me. I took a step back. I've spoke to individuals, and I honestly, hand on heart, can tell you that I'm going to be able to find out exactly who it is behind the accounts. You may think, I know my video is going to get recorded now. I know that people will record my video. I know that people will look at it and say, oh, Trevor, but the truth is, I'm being trolled non-stop. It is harassment. It is cyber stalking. And I can tell you now, hand on heart, I'm going to be able to find out who's doing it, and we're going to seek a prosecution. So thanks to those who are helping me with this. I do appreciate it. And it'll all come to an end very, very soon. Anyway, do you remember Stephen Burr? What do you call him? He was reality TV star. He filmed a sex video with his then partner and then put it online on OnlyFans, and now he's in jail. Well, he's got a job in jail now. Yes, he's got a job in jail packing tea and coffee for other inmates at £3.60 an hour. So, you know, as you can see, typical entrepreneur there, isn't he? He's hoping to make a fortune in there. Good luck to him. That was sarcasm. There's other things going on that I find strange, though. I think most people in the UK are split. They're split whether or not they like Rishi Sunak, the Prime Minister. He annoyed me during the pandemic when he was putting out sanctions against Russia, but yet his wife was still operating in Moscow in her company. So feelers went out then, and my ears went up. I just thought, you know what? From that moment onwards, I just realised he wasn't trustworthy. He's clearly trying to do a good job. The Veterans Affairs Office have never been so flush. Well, more money than they've ever had. The veterans community is actually doing a lot better since he took over and Johnny Mercer got that position again. So things are improving in the veterans community. I don't think the NHS has the trust that it always had. I think a lot of people in the UK have lost faith and trust in the NHS after the way they treated ordinary citizens during the pandemic. But the thing is, it's quite weird, isn't it? Because whenever I look back at the pandemic, in the height of the pandemic, there's been no other time in the history of the NHS where nurses from all departments have stood and done TikTok dances and danced their way through things. But in the middle of a pandemic, they were able to find that time. So in my eyes, I do believe it was a false pandemic, in my opinion, clearly, in my opinion. Yeah. You'll hear people say, but such and such died with COVID and such died with COVID. Yes, but he had liver failure for 4 years, didn't he, before he died with COVID? And yes, they had a heart failure several times, and then they died with COVID. So I don't believe I do believe there was a virus. I just don't believe that it was as serious as it was led on to be. There we go. Anyway, there's no trust now. There's no trust with the doctors. There's no trust in the police force. There's very little trust in trains, National Rail for a start, isn't it? The service gets worse and worse and worse, and the prices increase and increase and increase, don't they? Yes. What else is going on? Let me explain this one. Last year, more than 1,000 sex fiends, sex predators, got off even going to court because they apologised to their victim and said sorry. That's quite sad, isn't it? Which means that the police handed out thousands of, got it written down here, thousands of community service. A lot of sex fiends got community service. And do you know where they had to do their community service? The majority of them did it near schools. Isn't that a good idea by the police, isn't it? So it just goes to show you that we're not looking after our children. We're not looking after real women. And we're doing a really bad job of it in the police. Maybe that's why people go outside the police and hire their own investigators to do their own stuff, because they sort of lose confidence in the police force. Well, anyway, that's just my opinion, clearly. Right, it is Monday. I actually gave my son a lift to school this morning, believe it or not. He was at the bus stop. I gave him a lift to school. He was really pleased. When I pulled over and I went, "Do you want a lift?" He went, "Why?" And I responded, "Why not? It's free." And he burst out laughing and he climbed in. So all good. Well, listen, people, stay positive. Thanks for supporting the channel. And I will see you same time tomorrow. Take care.